And I guess the shorter the show is, the quicker it puts it up on a channel. So the two earlier shows I did today had no volume, right? You couldn't hear what I'm saying. The third show that I did today, the one just before this, I pushed a button and I could hear myself. Now, I don't know, because that little screen didn't come up for me to push that button. So I don't know if you're hearing me now. But maybe you are, maybe you're not. But that's why I'm doing it right now, just to see if it's sticking. And the other thing, that last thing I did about an hour ago, kind of really touched a lot of spots, right? And again, because I don't have my laptop or the other phone that I can, pick up a video. If you go to my videos on my Dreamy Dreamland with Sensie Owl Bob channel on YouTube, shows all the things I've been looking at, right? And there is a very, very good video about weather control, right? And the guy who is, he has his own channel. He has, a www.com thing, and he's been doing it a long time, right? And he's doing a great job. I mean, this guy, I give him a zillion thumbs up, because he really has everything documented. He really knows his stuff. He really is putting it out. And he had this guy, Colonel McGregor, who's an interesting guy who has opinions on everything about, the wars in Ukraine and the war in Gaza and what's going on. And he's been in the military most of his life. And he's a colonel, so he's up there enough to have access and see what's going on. So my dad was in the Air Force, right? I'm wearing one of his hats, And in 1947, the U.S. Air Force was created, right? It used to be the Army Air Corps. And then they made it the Air Force. And they also passed a thing called the Military National, it's like when we became really the military industrial complex, right? National Security Act, right? And made the CIA, NSA, all of those things, and made us a security state, and et cetera, et cetera. And there's many books on it, and it's definitely well documented. And at this point in the United States, you can access virtually everything, right? I don't know how long that's going to last. I came home and all the weather channels you can't see anything, right? At least not here, and I normally can go online and go to NOAA and go, they have a big, you can look at this, and this, and you can really get into the weeds of, wow, they have a lot of documentation. They have instruments everywhere in space, out in the ocean, you name it, they got it. And you can, look at all that stuff. Now, most people have no idea what that stuff is or what it means or how to look at it. I've been looking at it for years, right? So I've been, and I have a lot of NOAA friends, a lot of people who are in the weather modification biz. And so, I've been aware of it for at least 40 years. So anyway, I went on it this morning before I took off and worked at the social event that we're putting together and doing and feeding and cleaning and giving people stuff and all the rest, right? So, and it's, it's one of the more fun things to do. To be community active is an amazing thing, because then you know your community, right? And they get to know you, and they get to know you for more than like the 20 minutes they may see you at church or some other thing. I mean, when you really get involved with it, right? And you don't wear it like some kind of ego toga. A lot of people get involved in social activism just to jack off, right? Like the anti-war movement was a good deal of that. The environmental movement is a good deal of that, right? Not to say that the majority of people who are there trying to do something right, they do have their heart in the right place, and they're not jacking off about it. So that's what makes the community, not the jack-offs. And what we're doing right now, because it is so real, that we experience this, environmental catastrophe right in front of us. And we didn't just wait around for the, state to take care of it. Like the environmental catastrophe that happened in where the train ran off the tracks and all that vinyl chloride crap and blah, blah, blah. It's in Pennsylvania or Ohio. I forget the name of it, but 3,000 or so people who were right in the middle of it, the little town and the county, and they got totally toxic and had no idea. They were not prepared for this. They didn't know that train that ran through their neighborhood every day was going to kill them, right? And now you don't really hear about it. East Palestine, I think it's called, and I think it's in Ohio. And that kind of accident happens every frigging day, right? And we don't hear about it. That one just seemed to, there were the right kind of media people right there watching it. And the explosion was so devastating. It was like a nuclear bomb when those morons, well, we'll just blow it up, it'll go away, right? And it just spread it all over the place. Anyway, so, and it's very similar to that ship that's off the coast of England that has like 200 million tons of fertilizer that could, what happened in Beirut, right, in a warehouse, could happen off the shores of, and it's right where the Thames comes into the ocean, right? That thing blows up. Not only will it make a shockwave that'd be like a tsunami, but it will also put, 200 million tons of that toxic material into that water. The fish will die, whatever environmental catastrophe, it'll be, right? And it's still there, and no one's really talking about it or doing anything about it. It's like, so, and there are more than hundreds of similar situations. Like, so if you go watch that video that's on my thing, and if you go to Google and say, show me the video about, weather control, I'm sure that one will come up, right? And it's a YouTube about, and those guys are, like I said, they're really good. And I've spent 60 years doing similar things, but I am not a guy who basically, I have a lot of skill sets, and where my skill sets are needed, that's where you'll find me, right? Like right now, my skill sets are being very helpful because I'm helping individuals who are working for lots of people so they don't get stressed out. They don't, and I'm there as a person that people who would normally, I don't know how to explain it, but within the psyche of many people, there is a character, everyone is on a scale, right? A spectrum, right? And within your personality, you have many, you're not just one thing, you're a spectrum of stuff, right? And so it's, can I put on live chat here? Live chat. Yeah, okay. So anyway, so what I do is that I'm a cheeky monkey. So I am always very positive. I'm always telling people about what good they're doing, right? And some people can get angry at that. When they see me doing it to somebody else, they can get angry. They think it's something inappropriate. Let's see. So your recent lives go. I can't catch up if you don't leave them up. Oh, all of my videos, if you go to Dreamy Dreamland with Sensie Owl Bob, right? Go to that channel, right? And then there's every single show I ever did, I put up there. Now, when I do shows instead of on my laptop, I do it on this thing, my phone. I have to wait till it goes up and then go into the settings and change it to public. I don't know why I keep saying public when I do it, but it seems not to. But pretty much 99.999, and I have about 1,200 shows up there, right? And they're on Dreamy Dreamland with Sensie Owl Bob, right? Go to that now and take a look if you can bring up that channel. And there is all my shows there and everything I watch, all the streams that people send me, all the YouTubes and videos people send me, I put up on that what I'm watching, my videos, right? So there's my videos and the stuff I watch. Those are two things you can look at, right? And pretty much I can do it when I look, bring it up on my devices. And when I go to my channel, I can see it, right? And other people have told me that it's there, right? They have gone to Dreamy Dreamland with Sensie Owl Bob and brought that stuff up, right? Now, if other people can do it, I'm sure you can too, right? Now, I know nothing about this stuff. Like, I hope, can you hear me speak right now? Because 2 earlier shows I did today, I didn't push the right button, and there I was going, and that no one could hear me. And then I asked somebody who knew more about my phone than I did, and they said, oh, just push this button. Let's see, what are you saying there? 2 channels, and they aren't there. Let's see. I have 2 channels, and they aren't there. Yeah, I do have 2. And what do you mean they're not there? Now, I have gotten a new phone, and that has somehow affected everything. But I can get it, and other people have brought it up today, on their phone. I said, oh, you got your phone, bring up Dreamy Dreamland with Sensie Owl Bob on YouTube, right? And one is called that, and the other one is called something else, because I know nothing about this. When I first started doing this in 2017, I bought a new phone, and I said, oh, I want to try out that YouTube thing. And what do you want to call it? And I said that. The same thing with my email, which is thedudeawake42@gmail, right? And but I have no idea. When I get a new device, I have no idea how to set it up, right? So I let the person in the store or my video, my digital guru take care of it. And, often he's way too busy. And he lives 60 miles away. I have to go 60 miles one way, hang out with him. And, and he's working all the time. And they fools around myself working with. So anyway, that's, it is what it is. And pretty much everything I do, I don't get stressed out about any of this stuff. I just put this stuff up. Most people see my stuff and tell me, yeah, I can see it all. Other people say, oh, I don't know how to see you. It's lost. It's not there. I can see you, blah, 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 blah. I have no idea. I can't tell you what to do, right? All I can say is that a lot of people can see all these channels. And now I have to also say that I have recently got a new phone that I have no idea. I've had this $15 Walmart smartphone for the last 2.5 years. It worked fine, and now it was starting to go nuts. And my digital guru, he gave me a nice iPhone. I have no idea how to use it, right? And I'm not using it. But he set it up to be part of that. And, I don't even know how to put, wherever I am, to go to the Wi-Fi to put it up. I have to, so can you do this for me? So that's me. I mean, other people who have YouTube channels, right, have staffs, right, have, they're having the Substack, and they're making thousands of dollars. I mean, Johnny Boy, his whatever you call his channel, and he makes a good deal of cash out of it. And virtually the 70 shows that make the most money are the shows that I star in, and I tell a story or this or explain something or do that. And they, 75,000, 100,000, I get maybe 70 people watch the show. And I don't care because when I'm doing the show, what I am doing, I'm not doing it for you guys per se. I love you guys, the cadre, you're dynamite. But what I'm really doing is I'm dropping a pebble into the World Wide Web pond. And it's going away and away. It's like today. I was sitting amongst all this, goings on of people doing this and having meetings and blah, blah, blah. And I just was sitting amongst everyone praying, being in state, and let us go there now. Sit yourself down, put your butt in a safe place, lie down, sit down. So when you go into state, you don't fall down, right? And when I can't meditate. No, meditation is quieting your mind. That's not going to state. Going to state is going into a conscious understanding of you're going to communicate with God. Kind of what, like Noah did and Abraham did and Moses did, right? You can do too. Those guys were no special anything, right? The girls in the Bible, they are more special. They were basically priestesses, right? They were, like Mary Magdalene, that was Jesus's girlfriend, and she was a priestess in a mystery school of the Jewish cabal, And Jesus, from the time he was born, the three kings came. Oh, look, this special star. They went to the king there and said, "Hey, there's a new king coming, and we want to, give our best to him." And that king there said, "Oh, really? Who is he? Tell me about him. Yeah, I want to say hi to him too." And they got the heads up that this guy just wanted to kill him, so. They said, well, we'll come back and tell you, right? We'll find him and we'll come back and tell you. And so they took off and they saw, Jesus and gave him the incense and myrrh and gold and took off out of there, right? And basically said, you better get out of town. This other guy's going to probably try and kill you. And he did for, a good 10, 20 years. He killed every child that was from, birth, 0 to 6 years old every year to go get them, right? So, and it was Jesus. So that whole time from birth to when he was 13, when he went back to, sign up for the, hey, here I am, and his parents went there and into the temple, and then they left thinking, Mary thought Jesus was with Joseph, and Joseph thought Jesus was with Mary, and they got, almost home, and hey, where's Jesus? And they had to go back, and they found Jesus there, teaching to the rabbis, right? And the higher ups within the temple. This kid's 13, he knows more than all of them. Why? Because he is in conscious intent, connection with God. He is God, right? And we are all God, when we are God's doula, when we are connected, right? So right now, I'm shamanically talking to you in a way that if you're sitting down and consciously intent with your breath, breathing in, filling your lungs more, all the way up, so your diaphragm lifts, and then you, and the more you can breathe in, it'll enable you to breathe out. And when you breathe out, you're eliminating all the poisons in your body. A little rasp there. So, what are you saying? I don't have my glasses, but I'll read it anyway. I have 2 channels. Okay. Sensie and all, right? I think old Al has forgotten me. Never, Lynn. Right? All who are the cadre, I don't forget anything. I see here, maybe not, you always have to give me, your sensei, a little reminder, that's, it's all up there, but I just need a little, oh yeah, I remember that, so. everyone who's been part of the cadre, who has, mentioned and connected and been part of the realization of what's happening around us. Alchemically, can we? Can, yes, we can, because evil and good are just two sides of the same coin, right? And God is unconditional love, and Jesus is unconditional forgiveness, right? Now, those are like God is an unknowable thing. And every religion tries to anthropomorphize God. He's sitting up there in the clouds in a big chair. Sorry, we have no idea what and if, like when, you know, Moses was up on the hill with the sheep and bang, the burning bush, right? You know, and so Moses smart guy. So when the burning bush is, hey, you got to go back to Egypt and get the Hebrews out of there. And he goes, why should I? Look what they did. I'm very happy here. I'm up top of the hill. I'm with the sheep. I got a great wife. Her father is a great guy. He's really knowledgeable. Have a great time. Why should I? I'm fine. I'm good. Thanks for coming. It's good to see you later. And the burning bush. No, no, no. Yeah. So Jesus, Moses goes, okay. So say I go there. Who should I say you are? Because you know God's name, Elohim, is the one who's not known. It's like he says, he doesn't say, I am who I am, because only Popeye says that, right? No. What he says, I am a work in progress, and you, meaning humanity, the son of Adam, are a work, are my reflection. The only way I know how to go or what I'm doing is to watch you guys. That's why I made you in my image and likeness. You are my mirror, right? And that's why you have this covenant, and, the ark of the covenant is us. We are the ark, right? So when you individually say, I love God and I'm going to have this relationship and I'm going to be conscious about it, that's where it's going to be. So I want you to think about this, and I'm going to come back in the morning because the kids are just coming home. I'm going to see how they're doing. Okay? I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Maybe I'll do something later tonight. Let's see. It's about 9 o'clock, maybe about midnight. Okay? Okay. Doop, 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 doop.